my actual eyesight. Is there the high drive? Deep center! Go! 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 We're out of here! We're out of here! Say ya, playa!
Just like they drew it up in Hollywood, Caladros, the 3-2, swing and a miss! And the Audubon Green Wave have upset the Kingsway Dragons! And this is it for good! The Audubon Green Wave are back in the Final Four! A gold pile on their side!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DW Broadcasting's coverage of men's varsity.
From our entire crew, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Hank Greenberg Field here in Audubon as we are back for another game this week in the Colonial Conference matchup between the Haddonfield Bulldogs and the Audubon Green Wave. It's a beautiful afternoon, sweatpants and t-shirt weather. Spring is truly sprung. We said before in February that the groundhog said that spring would come early, and we thought he was lying, but it turns out that he is absolutely telling the truth. Weather aside, both of these teams are right now trying to find their footing, not just in their own PowerPoint rankings, but in their own conference. Audubon, which was the outright winner of the Colonial Conference in 2023, now is struggling behind. They have the fourth best winning percentage of any team in the conference out of the 10 teams fielding a baseball team this year, with the exception of Lindenwold and Woodbury, who have not fielded a team in the last several years. And they're struggling behind the team that beat them by 6 runs last week. Haddon Heights took down Audubon 8-2, but they rebounded by getting 3 wins this past week. They beat Sterling 16-6, Collingswood 8-1, and Bordentown 4-3 in the shortest 7-inning game that we've ever broadcast, 1 hour and 36 minutes, for a thriller in a 4-3 game where Bordentown almost came back all the way but was stopped at the very last moment. Now, the Thank You Classic on Saturday was a different story. The boys traveled down to Elk Township in Gloucester County to square off against the Rancocas Valley Red Devils, the South Jersey Group 4 finalist, sectional finalist that is, from last season. The result? A 15-4 5-inning mercy rule. It's Audubon's first mercy rule against a New Jersey opponent since they lost to Gloucester Catholic 10-0 in the Diamond Classic in 2019. So Audubon is right now trying to bring itself back to really just normal formalities. Audubon is facing more adversity in their early part of the season than they ever have in the last 10 or 15 years, that is. It seems like every year has just been got off to a hot start, have a couple hiccups, but then you still win 15, 20 games and you're still a top 5 seed. So right now, Audubon doesn't know what to do with itself. And that's not a knock against them, but they're facing a lot of adversity. We posted a couple weeks ago that Audubon was under 500 through 5 games for the first time since 2010. And that doesn't sound like much because 5 games is a small sample size, but when you're playing 20 games in a regular season, that's a quarter of your season. That's a significant chunk of your playing time. And when they're that fractured to start, it doesn't put you on the right foot. But luckily for Audubon, Haddonfield isn't exactly in the right boat either. They're 3-3 this year. They've taken some tough losses. They've taken some good wins. But overall, both of these teams are trying to find their footing. And this game could be pivotal, or excuse me, could be crucial in determining who will pivot in the right direction in the Colonial Conference. Finn McElhenney is getting the start for Haddonfield and the Bulldogs this afternoon, and the Audubon is giving the ball to Nick Caladros for the Green Wave. We're going to take a quick break. The Green Wave are taking the field. We'll take a minute to gather ourselves up, and we'll give you starting lineups and first pitch very shortly. The Audubon Green Wave have taken the field, and Nick Caladros will square off against the Haddonfield Bulldogs in a divisional matchup. Let's take a look at the Bulldogs starting lineup brought to you by Tommy D's Home Improvement. For the Bulldogs is coached by second-year head coach Justin Singleton. It will be Leo Nelson, the second baseman, Adam Ross, the center fielder, JBG, Julian Butler-Galliera, the third baseman, batting third. Joey Tedeschi takes the right field spot to clean up. Declan McCarthy, number 0 at first base, as the first pitch is fouled off to the right side, and we're underway. 6 through 9 is Ryan Owen in left, Tommy Grookett at the DH, Timmy Bowman is the catcher, and then Dan Keenan takes the shortstop spot for Haddonfield. 0-1 misses low, and it's 1-1. Both of these teams, as we said in the pregame show, starting to get their control back in their hands. With Audubon's 4-3 win over Bordentown obviously overshadowed by that 11-run loss to Rancocas Valley on Saturday in the Thank You Classic at Elk Township. Slow tapper up the line and foul, picked up by Slavin. Count is 2-2. We've got a busy week coming up on DWB. This is just the start of it. Of course, over this weekend, we covered the Thank You Classic. Big thanks to Bill Gore, the assistant coach at Gloucester Catholic, for having us out there. As there's a swing and a miss, Leo Nelson, the second baseman, is down on strikes. One away. So I apologize if I'm keeping it light or if I'm not 100% this just today, really. Maybe Tuesday as well. But please understand that I just got off of a weekend covering 53 innings of baseball from Friday to Sunday, and now we're back at it again less than 24 hours later. Swing and a miss from the lefty Adam Ross, the center fielder, and it's 0-1.
Follow, Bryce, follow!
Caladros, a.k.a. the Greek Freak, delivers a freaky curveball down low, and it's 0-2. He's dominating with the strike zone early. And getting those guys to chase is going to be a crucial part of Audubon tonight. If they can get the bats off of the ball, and if you can limit contact as much as possible, you can keep Haddonfield in check. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks for Caladros, 2 away.
We got two. Heads! Way to go after him, nigga, let's go! Yo, righty.
Julian Butler-Galliera, the third baseman, takes outside 1-0.
Hey, let's go!
Haddonfield's first game that they played this year was an hour and a half north at Watchung Hills, a game that they lost 11-1. They then won 3 in a row, beating conference opponents Sterling 11-5, Haddon Township 7-1 in the home opener, and then another home game versus West Deptford. This is their first home game since 2 Tuesdays ago on April 9th. They were off to a streak of 4 home games in a row, and now they start a 3-game road trip. Audubon today, Seneca on Wednesday, and Gateway with the Gators in a conference game on Thursday. He got him. Strike 3. Nick Caladros strikes out the side. He takes care of Haddonfield's top 3 without issue. And we go to the bottom of the first. Green Wave grabbed their bats for the first time in a scoreless game.
The right-hander for Haddonfield, Finn McElhiney. He gets the start for the Bulldogs this afternoon. As we take a look at Audubon's starting 9, brought to you by Tommy D's Home Improvement. For Rich Horan's Green Wave, he's sitting there nice and tall in his seat, special seat to dugout, as he looks to chase a magic milestone. He is at 597 wins. He just needs 3 more for the magic 600. He had number 500 against West Deptford in April of 2017, and now almost 7 years later, he looks to break another 100. For the Green Wave, it's Tyler Wiltsey, the Rutgers commit, at shortstop. Ryan Zimmer behind the plate at second. Trent Bannell in right batting third. At the cleanup spot, Joey Slavin Jr. as the first baseman. Pitcher Nick Caladros bats smack dab in the middle of the order in fifth. Jack Dempsey at second base. Lance Furness at the DH spot. Charlie Copsetta, the former Camden County Cougar, the future Camden County Cougar, in center field. And Bryce Dempsey in left, rounding out the order for the Green Wave. Gabe McCracken takes third base as a defense-only position. Wiltsey with a half-hearted swing, hit well out to short, throw across in time. As quickly one away. Well, wasted no time. I mean, Caladros struck out the top of the first, and now Haddonfield is starting to give them a taste of their own medicine with a quick ground out there off the bat of Wiltsey. Didn't look like he followed through 100% on that. I think he meant to check swing, and then things just kind of went awry, and he ended up swinging fully through. But a 6-3 ground out, regardless of intent, sets up Ryan Zimmer with nobody on and one away. It's 1-0. Nick Caladros struck out the side in a very impressive 13-pitch inning. 9 strikes and only 4 balls the entire inning. That one is just a tad high at the letters. Here's the pitch. There's the strike. 2-1. Beautiful Monday afternoon here in Audubon, 63 degrees with very, very light breezes. Really only a handful of clouds in the sky. 3-1. Hopefully it's going to be like this all this week. You know, this is kind of that golden era in the year where it's not 40 degrees and raining, but instead it'll be 90 degrees and raining in a few weeks. It's a foul ball. You know, we covered a couple Summer League games this past year for the Tri-County League where it was, the real field was 99 or 100. And we bought like 3 or 4 wooders to just douse on ourselves during the games. That's ball 4. Ryan Zimmer gets a free pass. Here's Trent Bannell, the right fielder. Tomorrow we go down to Blackwood to cover JUCO baseball between the Bergen Bulldogs and the Camden County Cougars. That'll be a 3 o'clock start time. And Wednesday we'll be right back here, same time, same place, but a very different opponent. Instead of 5 minutes down the road, you're 45 minutes down the road with the Woodstown Wolverines. A 4 o'clock start from the Hank Greenberg Field. 1-0. Poked out towards third base. Galliera has a problem with it, and that's going to be an infield base hit. Just a little miscue in the infield, not really error-worthy or anything like that, but he's able to get it down and put it in a tough spot where Haddonfield could not defend themselves, and that's going to be an infield single with 1 away here for Trent Bannell. First hit of the night for either side, and this sets up Joey Slavin, the first baseman. He's traded a couple different positions this year for the lefty. He's played first base, he's batted at the DH spot, he's even pitched a little bit. That one's down. One to Slavin. That one's high. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 away, and 2 runners on for Audubon as they look to pounce off of Finn McElhenney here. The junior right-hander with a 1.11 ERA, as the strike is called, 2-1. In his first varsity season on the hill, he's got 6 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 1 unearned run and 1 earned run, 2 walks and 7 strikeouts. He's appeared in 6 games, had 1 1/3 innings versus Watchung Hills, and then 5 of 1-run baseball with 6 strikeouts versus West Deptford in a 3-2 win for Haddonfield. But the Colonial Conference is looking really strong this year just because there's not really anybody who's standing out as a clear-cut contender. I mean, obviously Audubon and Haddon Heights are going to be contenders basically every year, but everybody's kind of neck and neck right now. Haddon Heights 6-2, Audubon 5-4, Haddonfield 3-3, West Deptford 3-4, Paulsboro 3-5. Those two through 5 slots, which is a 4-team group, they're really all kind of neck and neck. Throw down a first, not in time. And that's just in the Liberty division. I mean, the only outlier is Sterling, who's 2-7, but that didn't really surprise anyone. What's even more surprising is how competitive the Patriot division is. Collingswood 5-3, Gateway 4-4, Haddon Township 3-5, and Gloucester 7-4. But Gloucester, with 6 of their wins coming in out-of-division games. However, they hold the second best record in the conference right now. Heights 6-2 and Gloucester 7-4, win percentage 636. That one's down. Green Wave look to load the bases here in the bottom of the first. It's kind of bringing deja vu back to last year when Haddonfield and Audubon played this game in a very tough spot. Ended up getting a couple knocks off the guy who had no earned runs all season. And that was a 5-0 win for the Green Wave. Bases are loaded, and 2 of those base runners have gotten on via walks. Haddonfield, led by head coach Justin Singleton in his second season, assisted by Dan Brown and Thomas Gasse, who has really been all around lately. Head coach for the Haddonfield Rough Riders in the Tri-County Summer League, and now a bullpen catcher for the Reading Fightin' Phils. That was just announced a couple of weeks ago that he accepted that position down there. So I asked him, "What are you doing here?" And he said, "No, Reading's off today." They usually take off on Mondays and then play Tuesday through Sunday. But ever since the minor league restructuring, it's been very rigid with how the schedule works. Everybody gets off Mondays, and then you play 3 games versus an opponent away Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then you're home Saturday and Sunday. So you're basically playing 5 games in a week. That one's a strike. But since Major League Baseball really took over the minor league process, it's kind of left some people in arms and some people happy about it. You know, the affiliations all got thrown around. It definitely left some people unhappy. And swing and a miss, 2-2. Like, I loved going to Trenton Thunder games when I was younger. I wasn't exactly a Yankees fan by any means, but I got to see some of the best when they were still, you know, blossoming in the minor leagues, and now they're an MLB draft league team, which the best prospects don't even participate in. So it's kind of like the NIT equivalent, if that makes sense. It's not your March Madness, but it's your B-level organization that runs the show. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Versus the number 5 hitter, Nick Caladros. He's got a chance to drive in some crucial RBIs early here with the bases loaded and 1 away. Haddonfield warming up and getting on the corners of the infield. Here's the pitch. Poked out towards center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Falls in center in front of Ross. Here comes the throw to the plate. The throw's going to beat him, but it gets to the backstop, and 2 runs will score. Caladros gets down to second. And a 2-run RBI single followed up by an E2 makes it 2-0 Audubon. Zimmer's runner and Trent Bannell scored. Slavin got down to third. And the courtesy runner for Caladros looks like it's going to be Tommy Quinn, the junior. As this brings up the sixth man of the inning, Jack Dempsey. Runners on second and third here for the Green Wave, facing off against Jack Dempsey. First pitch is a curveball that misses out. 1-0. The senior infielder Jack Dempsey, across 4 varsity seasons, 29 for 118, a .246 career hitter, managed a very impressive 18 walks in 2023 with 7 stolen bases, a .271 career slugger. But he's got first base unoccupied and ahead in the count 2-0, might load the bases again. It's a foul ball. But Audubon getting off to this early hot start is definitely promising, to say the least. Especially after the doubts that have been raised after this Saturday's events have definitely turned things on its head. That's 2-1. Ooh, a little bit of chin music there. 3-1. Dempsey with runners on second and third, looking to strike here. Foul ball, right side, 3-2. Fans still filing in here in the bottom of the first. It's 2-0 Green Wave, a 2-run RBI single by Nick Caladros that turned into a single E2. Have set Audubon in motion as they look to kick this into high gear. Dempsey flies this one to straightaway center. Ross has to come in for it. And he makes the catch. Bit of a shoestring catch at that. That wasn't all that necessary, but the job gets done, and there's 2 away. The sun is beaming here. I mean, it's only 63 degrees, but it feels a little bit hotter than that. I think just because the sun is getting a little closer and it's that time of year.
Feels way cooler in the shade.
Well, good for you. Here's Lance Furness.
Too cold.
Furness pokes this one out towards shallow right. Going in for it, Tedeschi goes to his left and he makes the catch. Side retired. Audubon puts up 2 runs on an RBI single by Nick Caladros. They strand 2, however, and they've got an early advantage after 1 frame. 6 to go. In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Top of the second inning, this broadcast is brought to you by Harper Driving School. Driving to success today with a 95% first-time success rate for students taking their road exam for the first time with Harper. Book an appointment today at Suite 4 of the Total Turf Complex in Pittman, right off of Lambs Road. Swing and a miss by Joey Tedeschi, and it's 0-2. 4, 5, and 6, and a swing and a miss. He's got 4 strikeouts in a row. It's one away. Tedeschi, Declan McCarthy, and Ryan Owen to bat here for the Bulldogs in the second. Thursday we'll be down at Pennsville Little League for a doubleheader in JUCO softball between the Camden County Cougars and the Salem County Mighty Oaks. That'll be our last game and Salem County's last game of the 2024 regular season. Which is funny because we work with both colleges and they end up meeting each other in their last home series of the year. 1-1. Another swing and a miss. 1-2. Caladros, he's getting something going right now. I don't know what he's got in the kitchen, but something's good.
It's cooking.
Swing and a miss. This one goes to the backstop. Throw down to first is in time. 2 away. That is 5 strikeouts in a row. 4 swinging. And here's Owen Ryan. Ryan gets a piece of it and it's foul. Owen Ryan, the 5'11" sophomore in his first varsity season, 2 for 10 in a small sample size, has appeared in all 6 of Haddonfield's games this year, but has only had multiple at-bats in 4 of 6. There's a strike called. 0-2. 5 walks, 3 stolen bases. 2 singles, both against Sterling, an 11-5 win 2 Tuesdays ago. Ground ball out to third. That breaks the streak, but that doesn't matter. No, it does matter. Throw gets away, and that'll be an E5. The defensive woes continue to plague Audubon as an errant throw that missed Connor Chester brings the runner down to second, and Owen Ryan gets himself on base here. Here's the DH, Tommy Grookett. Grookett takes down and in, 1-0. Grookett, another sophomore, 118 career hitter, only had 1 at-bat last year, but 2 for 16 this year. It's a little floater down the line, foul. It's 1-1. 1 walk, 1 stolen base this year. Had a multi-hit game. 2, actually both of his hits came versus Sterling in an 11-5 win. The youngsters really made it count. Swing and a foul. A notable exception to this lineup is Griffin Clark, a catcher who just missed our top 20 catchers ranking for South Jersey this past preseason. Apparently he has been out with an injury. That's what one of their players, Will Johnson, told us. So whether that's corroborated, I'm not sure, but I would imagine it is. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Caladros looking for out number 6 and strikeout number 6. He got it. He has been wild tonight. 6,
in a good way.
Yes, in a good way. 6 strikeouts and no hits allowed. Just an E5 puts a runner on second that Haddonfield immediately strands. It's 2-0 Green Wave going to the bottom of the second. Tommy D's Home Design Center has opened a second location on Creek Road in Belmar, operating in Philadelphia for over 25 years and now expanding into South Jersey. Tommy D's is the place to go for kitchen cabinets, countertops, and cabinet accessories, heavily discounted compared to big box retailers. Stop in, take a seat, and watch as our experienced kitchen designer makes the kitchen of your dreams right in front of you. Tommy D's is the best in the business for quality kitchen countertops and cabinets that fit all budgets. Call us today at 856-210-9504
or visit the new location in person on the corner of Creek Road and Harding Avenue in Belmar next to the 42 on-ramp.
Bottom of the second here from Audubon. Green Wave jumped out to an early 2-0 lead thanks to a 2-run single by the pitcher Nick Caladros, who is really doing it all today. 6 strikeouts in 2 innings, plus both of Audubon's RBIs. So definitely has been nothing short of the X factor. Here's the pitch. Ground ball down the first base line, just trickled foul. Copsetta, Dempsey, and Wiltsey, 8, 9, and 1 to bat for the Green Wave in the second. It's 0-2. Copsetta swings and misses. They will throw down to first, and the throw is high. Goes down the right field line, and it'll be a strikeout, wild pitch. So it counts as a K for McElhenney. However, the damage puts him down at first base. So here's Bryce Dempsey. Of course, if you missed some of the highlights from the Thank You Classic weekend, and Justin Singleton actually was coming out to contest the fact that it was called a dropped third strike, because from what I saw, it didn't really look like the ball hit the ground or anything. It just looked like a standard swing and miss. And even his start running the first was a little delayed. So I'm not sure, but bygones are bygones, and Haddonfield committed the error anyway. So Bryce Dempsey shows bunt, and we step off here. Bryce Dempsey had 11 singles last year, and now has gotten a more permanent spot in Audubon's lineup with the departure of a few of their outfielders due to graduation. But Audubon definitely, this is their prime time, and you don't want to waste that opportunity, because after this year, you're going to be losing so many seniors that it's definitely going to make you think twice. That ball is going to get away, and Copsetta's got a stolen base. I mean, just in the starting lineup alone, you lose Zimmer, Slavin, the Dempsey brothers, and Charlie Copsetta. That's 5 of your 9 hitters. And not to say that there's not formidable options to replace them, but those options just haven't developed yet to get there. And I think Audubon knows that. They know very well that this is their time to shine. It's their time to go 110%, go all out, and do what you got to do. But they've got a runner in scoring position here. Dempsey shows bunt. This time he puts it down the first base line. It's fumbled, and he's safe. So a bit of a fumble in the infield, and Bryce Dempsey will get aboard and put 2 runners on for the Green Wave as we turn the lineup over back to the top for Tyler Wiltsey. Wiltsey 0 for 1. He grounded out to short his first time. Assistant coach Gasse coming out to talk to his man, McElhenney, here, as he has had probably the most diversity in his start tonight. Here on a quiet Monday afternoon from Hank Greenberg Field. Audubon got 2 early runs on a 2-run single by Nick Calandros, who has also contributed 6 strikeouts in just 2 innings. He's been doing a darn good job tonight, and it looks like the Green Wave are going to try to give him a little more run support going into the third. Not that he doesn't have run support already, but definitely going to be something they're going to try to advance on, and make that early inning cushion a little bit more formidable here. Facing Wiltsey now, as we said, 0 for 1 with a ground out to short his first time. A late throw down to first. Dempsey stays standing. Finn McElhenney up to 33 pitches here in the bottom of the second, and still nobody retired. Nick Caladros threw just 23 after 2 frames. 2 very easy frames, 6 strikeouts, and the only exception was a grounder to third that went awry and turned into an E5. But both teams have an error in the field, and Audubon's the one with the runs on the board. Wiltsey takes outside. 1-1. Saturday is the 28th annual Joe Lang Classic. 4 teams from Gloucester and Camden County are going to square off in a single-day event to get the crown at Alcyon Park. As the 1-1 fouled straight back. 1-2. The 4 teams participating this year are Pennsauken, Pittman, Gloucester, and GCIT. All teams we've covered this year with the exception of Pennsauken, which we have not covered. We've actually never covered Pennsauken as far as I can recall during a DWB broadcast. I don't think we've ever covered Pennsauken. If we have, it's been a while. Swing, miss. Wiltsey retired on strikes, and they took care of Audubon's most formidable threat here for the first out. Runners on first and third for the Green Wave after Copsetta moved down to third uncontested after the strikeout wild pitch. So runners on first and third at the corners for the Green Wave facing Zimmer. 2-0 game in favor of the home side, and he steps off. Or no, excuse me, he threw that pitch down. Didn't see that, sorry. 1-0. The defensive lineup for Haddonfield tonight: behind the plate, Timmy Bowman, Finn McElhenney on the hill. In the infield, Declan McCarthy at first, Leo Nelson at second, and then Dan Keenan at short, and Julian Butler Galliera at third. In the outfield, Owen Ryan in left, Adam Ross in center, and Joey Tedeschi in right, the cleanup man for the Bulldogs. Count is 1-1. That one's down. Oh no, called a strike. 1-2. A little bit of a borderline call, but it favors the visiting Bulldogs. Now that McElhenney has surpassed 40 pitches on the young evening, as there's a ground ball, high chopper out to short. This will get a run home. Throw to first is in time. Audubon gets an RBI. Copsetta scores from third. Dempsey down to second, and a 6-3 RBI ground out makes it 3-0 Green Wave. 3-0 Audubon over Haddonfield here in the bottom of the second inning. Outside to Trent Bannell. He singled and later scored in the first inning as a part of that 2-run single by Caladros. Haddonfield will bat 8, 9, and 1 in the third. Timmy Bowman, Dan Keenan, and the second baseman and leadoff man Leo Nelson. Here's the pitch. Line shot in the left. That's a base hit. That one drops. Rounding third. Scoring is 1. Down for the second. The throw did not beat him. And now the throw is botched. Throw down to second is going to get Bannell in a pickle. He got himself in some trouble. He got himself in too much trouble, and the side is retired. He gets a 2-run single, but sacrifices himself at the end. Scoring on that play were Copsetta and Dempsey, and the side is retired. However, Audubon makes their mark. It's 4-0 after 2.
Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
Top of the third, Nick Caladros is rocking and rolling. It's 4-0 Green Wave. They've contributed 2 runs apiece in the first and second. This time a 2 RBI single by Trent Bannell drives home 2. However, he gets caught up in a jar of pickles, bread and butter, and he's cut down between first and second to retire the side for the Green Wave. Nick Caladros, though, will look past that as he is only through 23 pitches in the first 2 innings. 6 strikeouts, the only exception is a E5 that was committed in the infield with 2 outs in the second. And called a strike. This umpire's motion is kind of messing with my head because it just kind of looks like he swings to the side but doesn't have a distinct strike call.
Yeah, a couple times I was
It's hard to see because he moves his front shoulder, so his right shoulder, he moves it and calls it across his body. And it's not very vocal either.
Sometimes it's hard to read. I definitely put a couple balls in that I didn't realize were strikes.
0-2 outside. It's Timmy Bowman, the catcher here, taking over for Griffin Clark for the Bulldogs. That one's foul, 1-2. Bowman, the 5'10 sophomore. Foul tip. He stays alive. A very, very small sample size, but across 2 partial seasons, 2 for 4 with 2 singles, both of them this year, one versus Haddon Heights and one versus Morristown. And the pitch. High tapper out to first. Chester is there. And he retires the batter. 1 away. Here's Dan Keenan. Keenan and then Leo Nelson to round out the order for the Bulldogs here in the third. That one is down, 1-0. 1-0. Strike called, 1-1.
Think this is 9.
Yes. I think he was going to ask me that question, but he didn't want to ask it himself because he didn't want to look like he didn't know what he was doing. 1-2.
Just count on Dan.
Oh yeah, I help the guys out no matter what team it is. I help them out. If they have a question, I'll be glad to answer. I'm the walking encyclopedia in right center field. Swing and a miss. He's got a touchdown and an extra point on those strikeouts. 7 for him tonight, and he rounds out the order. And the first time around for Haddonfield, 7 of 9 have been retired on that K. Lineup turns back over to Leo Nelson. First pitch. That curveball has been his bread and butter tonight. There's a strike. Nelson, the junior, .321 hitter last year, 18 for 56. This year he has not had the same hot start. 2 for 19, 2 singles, one versus Haddon Township, one in a shutout loss to Morristown, and a 105 average. Still, his career is a respectable 267, and there it is. 8 strikeouts in 3 innings. You do not get much better than that with very little room for error. We go to the bottom of the third, 4-0 Green Wave. Three 0 Green Wave in the bottom of the third. Nick Caladros has been red hot. 8 strikeouts through 3 frames. I mean, he has just been dang near immaculate. But 4, 5, and 6 to meet of the order for the Green Wave here in the third. Slavin, Caladros, and Dempsey. Caladros contributed the first 2 RBIs for Audubon. Ground ball foul. This broadcast is brought to you by Vincent's Lawn Care. Spring is right here, right now. For weekly, bi-weekly, or anytime care, call Vincent Vogt for your care today. 609-413-0403. And also, we are always looking for small businesses to advertise with us on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. As a fly ball to right is off the wall. Just a hair from getting out, and Joey Slavin has a long 330-foot single. You just heard Joey Tedeschi there. He couldn't see it. I thought that ball was gone.
If there was some wind today, but there's no almost.
If the wind was just a hair stronger, that ball would have been out of here. And here is Caladros now. Justin Singleton coming out, and he will hand the ball away from Finn McElhenney, and his day is done after the long single and near homer. His final line is 3 innings, 2 strikeouts, and 4 runs allowed, all earned. Haddonfield makes a pitching swap. We'll be right back after this on DWB. Audubon leads 3-0, or rather 4-0 in the third. New pitcher for Haddonfield, Will Solak, the sophomore right-hander, making his third career varsity appearance. Appeared in win versus Haddon Township and a loss to Haddon Heights. And after a long single by Joey Slavin, here's Caladros. Ball skips away, but Slavin is content at first. Caladros had a 2-run single in the first to give Audubon their first lead that they have not relinquished since. Caladros gets on top of one. This could be two. He tags the bag for one on the first. He's in time. Double play. 6-3. Easy, easy. No problem there. 2 down. Well, that's definitely a way to neutralize the threat. You know, Audubon's been pretty consistently on top of things in terms of the offensive production, but then a double play right there pokes a hole in their sails and gives you an opportunity to you know, retaliate a little bit, get some offensive of your own on the board. As here's Jack Dempsey. He flew out to center his first time. That one's down, 1-0. That one's down again. And it's 1-1. Solak in his third varsity appearance hasn't allowed any runs yet, but just in 2 1/3 innings. So he comes in as the stopgap solution to McElhenney. One, 2 to the 6-hole hitter Dempsey. Wavers at that one low, gets tagged in the abdomen, and the side is retired. Solak gets out of the jam, including a nice double play over the middle. A good turn and scoop to thwart the threat for Audubon. They still lead 4-0 going to the 4th.
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
All right, top of the 4th inning. Nick Caladros working hard here as it is time for DWB Trivia Time. Today's question is, since Major League Baseball's modern era, 1901 to the present day, who is the only Philadelphia Philly to record 20 or more triples in a single season? Was it A, Juan Samuel, B, Mickey Morandini, C, Chase Utley, or D, Jimmy Rollins?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
That is a tough one, except for me, because I know the answer. We'll reveal it in the bottom of the 4th. 1-1 to Adam Ross, the center fielder and lefty here for the Bulldogs. He struck out his first time. Can't remember the last time that Caladros was down in the count in this game, especially with a 2-1. It's just how good he's been. It's really sent it all for a loop. There's a strike, 2-2. Pennsville leads Glassboro 4-0 in the third in an out-of-town update. Thatcher hit a solo home run for the Eagles. They are on the road at Glassboro High. 3-2. He steps out. Ross, Butler Galliera, and Tedeschi. The 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up for Haddonfield in the top of the fourth. Here's the pitch. Ground ball out to short, backhanded by Dempsey, and he has trouble with it. Another error in the Audubon infield. The second of the day. And here is Julian Butler Galliera, the third baseman and 3 named hitter here for the Bulldogs. He struck out looking to end the first inning. The senior, this ball goes to the backstop. He rebounds, throw down to second. It is not in time. A good way to recover by Zimmer, but he just couldn't hang on to it, and Ross advances to second. Butler Galliera, a career .337 hitter, 7 career extra base hits this year, 6 for 18 with a .333 mark and a .556 slugging percentage. Down 2-0. Solak only needed 5 pitches to get the outs required to get out of the third. Caladros up at 43 here midway through the fourth. Swing and a miss. Galliera behind on that one. And actually, I'm sorry, count is 1-2. They just switched it up on the scoreboard there. In his first full varsity season last year, Galliera went 23 for 67, 4 doubles, 11 walks, and 9 stolen bases with a .403 slugging. There's a swing and a miss. He'll tag him out, and there's one away. Strikeout number 9 for Caladros, and here is Tedeschi. Cedar Creek and the Pirates, which were just featured in our South Jersey Top 20 that we posted on Instagram this morning. They are leading the Holy Spirit Spartans 3-0 after 2 innings. 0-2. Caladros looks back at second, delivers, and he steps out. He just threw an eephus pitch. Put that in your arsenal. Do that on the 0-2. Like a Dave LaRoche pitch from back in the 80s. I know. The 0-2. Ground ball, third base side. Wiltsey, oh, he has more trouble with it. The ball pops out of his glove, and that will be another error. That just looked like it hit off of the leather facing of his glove. And that runner holds at second. And 2 runners are on thanks to 2 errors in the field for the Green Wave. Luckily, it hasn't bit them just yet, but it's 1 swing away from doing major collateral damage. Here's the first pitch. Tapped foul off the bat of Declan McCarthy. Strike 2. It's 0-2. Not too many games going on right now. There's Washington Township and Cumberland, Glassboro, Pennsville. Not too many to choose from. There's a foul ball off the facing of the Audubon dugout.
Game is 0-2 minus. 0-2, be smart.
A couple of good games tomorrow. Cherry Hill West will be down in Myrtle Beach facing Elmira, New York. Moorestown faces off against Bishop Eustace in a conference game. Burlington Township versus Del Ran. Seneca versus Camden Catholic. They've been on a rebound this year. Florence versus Pennsauken. Lenape versus PVI. Timber Creek West Deptford. Glassboro Deptford. And Holy Spirit Cedar Creek, to name a few. He got him. That was such a subdued reaction that we didn't even notice. That's double-digit strikeouts for Nick Caladros. So if you don't count the errors in the field, there has only been one play out of the batters he's retired tonight that wasn't via a strikeout. That ball skips away. Ross gets down to third, and now the runners are split. Ross to third. Tedeschi holds at first. A wild pitch bites Audubon again, but he has only recorded one out by anything other than a strikeout, which was a 3 unassisted ground out for the first out of the third. He had 6 strikeouts for 6 outs in the second, and everything else has just been K after K. He's been nice out there tonight. 1-0. You just wonder if that's gonna, if it's gonna break or what's going on. But Audubon's holding their own. 2 runs in each the first and the second to give themselves an early 4-0 lead. They did not score in the third, much thanks to a 6-3 double play. That one's down. I wonder if he's losing his control a little bit, but it's 3-0. And if he walks him to get the bases loaded, Lord knows what's next for Haddonfield, because they're going to have the tying run at the plate, that being Grookett, the DH. And that is ball 4. No, called a strike. He got a full sprint down to first base, and then he was called right back to the box. 3-1. Caladros is at 63 pitches. It looks like it's either 53 or 63. Can't tell too much by the glare on the scoreboard. And a fly ball deep out towards left. Going back is Dempsey. He can't get there. The first hit of the day for Haddonfield will drive in a run. Rounding third and coming home. That's a 2 RBI double for Owen Ryan. I didn't want to say anything about a potential no-hit bid because he hadn't allowed any, and that will actually be a 2-run triple for Owen Ryan. 4-2. You had a feeling the dominoes were starting to tip, and now a good amount of them have fallen over, as here is Grookett, the DH, who is Haddonfield's tying run after 2 runs scored on the triple. Caladros still hanging on, though, and no action in the Audubon bullpen, so they're keeping their confidence in their man. Here's a ground ball out to third. McCracken is there. Throw across is wide, and a big collision at first. A huge hit down the line, and they're going to call a dead ball. Will they award? Are they awarding the runner second because the ball got away? What's going on here? And now Singleton's looking for an explanation. Another throw. I mean, what are we doing here? They're allowing him to go to second, which is understandable, but when has a high school baseball team with 8 state titles, one of the most formidable programs in all of South Jersey, and a head coach with nearly 600 wins, simply forget how to do infield defense? The amount of errors that this team has committed is incredible. Absolutely incredible. They had 15 errors in the first 3 games of the year. And by the way, Haddonfield did get a run across on that error, so it is 4-3. In their 8-2 loss versus Heights, they committed 8 errors in the field. Delsey, the 4-3 loss, committed 2. 16-6 versus Sterling, 3. Collingswood, 8-1 win, only had 1. 4-3 win over Bordentown, they had 2. Rancocas Valley, 15-4 loss, they had 1. I don't know how this team expects to improve that much when something as simple as defense in the infield, your most crucial cornerstone of the team, is about as fragile as glass.
You know, in NASCAR they say that cautions breed cautions.
Errors breed errors.
Errors breed errors. When they see that they have one, it seems like there's going to be a bunch to follow.
Yeah.
Could be part of the mental game.
0-2. Runner on second. Haddonfield has scored 3 in this inning, all thanks to errors, basically. A 2-run triple, still is 2 unearned runs. The throw down to first is in time. Caladros allows his first hit, and 3 runs score for Haddonfield as the infield continues to have their woes. A grand total of 3 errors in the inning and 4 in total in just 4 innings. We go to the bottom of the 4th, 4-3 Audubon. Bottom of the 4th inning. Welcome to the home of Audubon baseball, right here at Hank Greenberg Field and at Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Glad you guys are joining us tonight as a wild game so far. Nick Caladros with 10 strikeouts through 4 innings. However, he has allowed 3 runs, and none of them are his fault. All 3 runs are unearned. He's allowed 1 hit as that ball's inside to Lance Furness, the number 7 hitter for Audubon. I mean, that's the wild part. He's got the 2-run triple, and that's been it. But the other 3 errors in the inning that got runners to score are obviously unearned. But Audubon has had 20 now. They are at, with those 4 errors, 31 errors through 9, and actually their 10th game. So that is averaging over 3 errors per game. There's a strike, 1-2. As we were talking about earlier, there has not been a single game this year where Audubon has been flawless in the field. They committed 1 versus Rancocas Valley in a game that they lost by 11. As Furness pokes this one out towards short, throw across the diamond is in time, 1 away. But plays like that should be fundamental, and Haddonfield makes those plays. But how do you have 31 errors in 10 games? I don't understand that. 1 away. Here's the Camden County College commit, Charlie Copsetta. It is time, though, for DWB Trivia Time. Today's question is, since Major League Baseball's modern era began in 1901, who is the only Philadelphia Philly to record 20 or more triples in a single season? Was it A, Juan Samuel, B, Mickey Morandini, C, Chase Utley, or D, Jimmy Rollins? Producer Donna Wilkins, you got a guess?
I'm going with C. Chase Utley.
You would be incorrect. It is D, Jimmy Rollins.
Really?
During his 2007 MVP season, he recorded 21 triples and also over 40 doubles and a good amount of home runs as well. A really underrated MVP season for him, but it's 2-0.
I mean, all of those guys are tremendous players, and I have fondness thinking
Well, people forget that Juan Samuel was incredibly underrated as a rookie.
Yeah.
His 1984 rookie season as a member of the Phillies really deserves a little bit more respect. He debuted in 1980-83, but in his first full season played all but 2 games, led Major League Baseball with 701 at-bats, and had 19 triples, hence why we included Samuel. He had 19 in 1984. Now, he did lead Major League Baseball in strikeouts with 168 and a average 749 OPS, but he, as a 23-year-old rookie, had an all-star appearance and second in Rookie of the Year voting, as that's ball 4 to Compsetta. But still, 70 RBIs, 72 stolen bases, 28 walks, 15 homers, and 36 doubles, nearly 200 hits with a respectable 272 average. I mean, how does a guy who steals 70 bases in a season not National League Rookie of the Year? The reason why was because that was Doc Gooden's rookie season. He got 98% of the first place vote, and he had 276 strikeouts as a pitcher with a Major League best 1.073 whip. And when you do that, you're pretty standard to be Rookie of the Year. And funny enough, for wins above replacement that year, despite finishing second in the vote, he actually was 5th in terms of wins above replacement, which is a stat that is mostly used for evaluating players' worth throughout a season as they would be compared to a replacement level player. Doc Gooden was first with 5.7. Oral Hershiser, the graduate of Cherry Hill East High School, was second with 4.6. Carmelo Martinez of the Padres with 4.1, and Dan Gladden with 3.2. Juan Samuel only had 3 wins above replacement, probably because of the fact that he struck out more than anybody else in Major League Baseball. But still, 70 stolen bases is impressive. It's 2-1 here to Bryce Dempsey. After a 6-3 ground out, throw over to first, not in time. A ground out and a walk puts Audubon in business here in the bottom of the 4th. However, they have some work to do to get themselves back into a comfortable situation, as it's 4-3. Strike called. Excuse me, it's 1-2. Throw over to first, not in time again. Pennsville leads Glassboro 5-1 in the top of the 4th. Fouled off. He just got a piece of it. Compsetta got all the way down to second base, and for yet another time has to turn around. Remember, this game was originally scheduled for April 4th on opening week, but had to be called off because of the rain, and it looked like they were going to play. A little spot of rain came through about an hour, maybe an hour 15 before the game, as there's a ground ball to first. Compsetta is going to get down to third. He advances 2 bases on a ball that never left the infield dirt, and Dempsey has an infield single. So Compsetta shockingly advances 2 bases, and here's Tyler Wiltzik. Justin Singleton coming back out here, and could be Owen Solak's day. Could just be a mound visit, though. He is right now at 19 pitches, and indeed, we will have a pitching change. Looks like a lefty coming on for Haddonfield. That is number 1, the left-hander, Will Duncan. Here in the bottom of the 4th, Audubon leads 4-3 with 2 runners on. We'll be right back. Bottom of the 4th, Will Duncan on the hill for the Bulldogs. In the bottom of the 4th, Green Wave looking for a little bit of insurance here in the form of Tyler Wiltsey. He has appeared in 3 1/3 innings this year. 3 appearances versus Watchung Hills, Sterling, and Morristown. However, he was kind of the reason why Haddonfield lost the way they did on opening day. Gave up 7 runs in just 1/3 of an inning for an official ERA of 1.47. However, he has turned that around, had a 1-run, 2-inning stint versus Morristown. However, because of the small sample size and because of the fact that he's allowed 10 earned runs in 3 innings, that gives his ERA 21 on the season. And it might be even higher. Fly ball out to left field, playable. Here comes the runner home. Copsetta will score, and it'll be a sac fly to give Audubon that insurance run. He certainly looked at it like it was going to be a home run, but it stays in the pitcher-friendly park here. So the sac fly to 7, to left field, which is position number 7 on my scorecard. I was just reading my scorecard out aloud. 2 away. Copsetta scored. Bryce Dempsey still at first. First pitch is a strike to Ryan Zimmer. Audubon's got a busy week. They play Woodstown on Wednesday at home. Which is the first time that they will have played Woodstown as a non-playoff opponent for the first time. They've played them twice in the playoffs. If you remember 2 years ago, on Saturday, June 4th, 2022, Woodstown upset Audubon as the 7 seed, 4-3, the final in that game. Gave them a run for their money, and was able to advance all the way to the state championship where they beat New Providence, and as the 7 seed, won the entire thing. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2. The time before that they squared up was May 26, 2017 in the quarterfinal round of South Jersey Group 1. That was a game that Audubon won 7-0 as they rode their 25-5 season to a sectional title. Swing and a miss. Dempsey ran down to second, but it didn't matter. Side retired. Audubon gets 1 on the board thanks to a sac fly out to deep left by Tyler Wilkins. 4 innings down, 3 to go. 5-3.
Tommy D's Home Design Center has opened a second location on Creek Road in Belmar, operating in Philadelphia for over 25 years and now expanding into South Jersey. Tommy D's is the place to go for kitchen cabinets, countertops, and cabinet accessories, heavily discounted compared to big box retailers. Stop in, take a seat, and watch as our experienced kitchen designer makes the kitchen of your dreams right in front of you. Tommy D's is the best in the business for quality kitchen countertops and cabinets that fit all budgets. Call us today at 856-210-9504 or visit the new location in person on the corner of Creek Road and Harding Avenue in Belmar next to the 42 on-ramp.
Let's go, 2.
Haddonfield jogs up to the plate. They trail by 2 here in the top of the 5th. You're watching coverage of Audubon Green Wave Baseball right here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Nick Calandros obviously has been Audubon's X Factor tonight. He's driven in 2 runs on an RBI single in the first and has 10 strikeouts. However, Audubon's fielding have not backed him up. Here's a ground ball back to the hill on a bunt and 1 away. As Keenan is retired, lineup turns back over. One away as Keenan is retired. So here's Leo Nelson. In both at-bats today, he has struck out swinging. He'll be followed up by Adam Ross, the center fielder, as he takes a strike, 0-1. Nelson, Haddonfield's junior second baseman. As we said, had a .321 average last year, but hasn't had the same success. 2 for 21 to start this year with an average that is now dipped below 100. Here's the pitch, outside, and a little high. 2-1. Calandros had a hot start to the game where he struck out all of the first 6 outs. Struck out the side in the first and second. But as we said, I mean, the entire reason why Haddonfield has 3 runs is because of errors. Audubon committed 3 of them in the 4th. And Haddonfield pounced on it, a 2-run triple. Put them in business and put this game back in contention as there's a base hit in the right field. As Adam Ross gets on base and for the first time tonight has a hit. Here's Butler Galliera. there's a strike. My apologies. This is Aiden Ross. Got a little ahead of myself. Leo Nelson just got the base hit. See, after how quick the first couple of innings went, you almost long for it back. But as we said, Audubon made history for DWB on Friday. They had the shortest 7-inning game that we had ever broadcast with a game time of 1 hour and 36 minutes. We were covering 2 games that night. Haddon Township and Timber Creek down at Belmar Rec was the second game as we kicked off the Thank You Classic. And what was that game? 2 hours, 48 minutes. So we followed up a very short game with a very long, high-scoring and grueling game.
And that record fast game was your 300th, right?
Yes, it was. It was our 300th broadcast, which can't believe that we are at 300 at this point, but I don't think that number is still popped into my head yet. Ball gets away, Zimmer has trouble with it, and a wild pitch advances Nelson to second base. Don't forget, folks, all commercials that you see on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting are filmed, edited, produced, and recorded by myself. If you're a small business owner interested in advertising with us, send me an email at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. All of our social medias, including our Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Venmo, are listed in the description of this YouTube video. Anything, of course, is appreciated. I'm a small business owner myself. Owning my own sports media brand at 18 years old is not an easy feat. And, of course, any contributions go towards my college fund and go towards improving our equipment and expenses for travel and gas money, everything like that. So anything, of course, is always appreciated. That's a walk to Adam Ross, the center fielder, and this brings up Butler Galliera, the third baseman. Galliera 0 for 2. He has struck out in both ways tonight, swinging and looking. That one's down. That's a fly ball. It's got some distance on it, but it stalls out in shallow center field. Capseta makes the catch. 2 away. Caladros looking to finish the inning as he is now over 80 pitches. But he will have to get through Joey Tedeschi first. 0 for 2. He has struck out and reached on an error by the shortstop. Ground ball, third base side, foul ball. The tying run, Ross, is on first. And at least if you score Nelson, that digs into it a little bit. Obviously, you want to tie the game right here, right now, but you've got a little bit to work with in a 2-run deficit. But just 7 outs remain here in this 7-inning contest. That one is down. And like we said, I mean, you know, look, this has been a long weekend for us. Across Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I commentated 53 innings of baseball, which even I can't believe I did, but a wild pitch advances both runners here.
It's a shame you don't like baseball.
Yeah, you know. No, but in all seriousness, I mean, big thanks to Bill Gore, the assistant coach of Gloucester Catholic, for having us out. We had some excellent games. Gloucester Catholic and Miami commit Tate Darius took a no-hitter down to the final out. And one game later, we had a walk-off wild pitch between St. Peter's Prep and Cherokee. It was a great game and had some good ones on Sunday as well. Pope John and Donovan Catholic. And then a 10-run, 5-inning rule between Bayonne and Toms River East. So we saw all 4 teams that we covered on Sunday were first-timers on DWB, which is great for us to expand our market, to cover more teams. We covered 73 different New Jersey high schools in 2023, all the way up from Passaic and Freehold, all the way down south to Wildwood and you know, the schools around here as well. I mean, obviously we're a South Jersey-based company, but we're always trying to, you know, break into new markets, get new ventures going, and try something new. Well, Caladros doesn't have to try anything new. He sticks with the old bread and butter. He's got 11 strikeouts through 5. Whether that's his last, we won't know yet, but it doesn't matter. Audubon leads by 2 after Haddonfield strands 2 here in the top of the 5th. They've got 6 outs to go. We'll be right back.
Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
Bottom of the 5th. Haddonfield still rocking and rolling here. They left 2 runners on as they tried to cut into the lead, but failed to do so. As the first pitch to Trent Bannell misses. 1-0. Smack dab middle of the order for the Green Wave. Bannell, Slavin, and Caladros. Audubon has an arm. Bryce Dempsey is warming up in the bullpen for the Green Wave down the third base line as there's a swing and miss, 1-1. Haddonfield did have an arm warming up in the pen, but now that Duncan is in the game, that seems to be a moot point now. But both teams are sharing the bullpen down the third base line. They made some changes to it over the offseason. They put up a wooden board for the bullpen players to sit at. There's like, it's out of view for us, but there's a ledge where the players can sit, basically on a park bench type thing. A nice back to it, it's nice and padded. It's in great shape. They've made some good improvements to it over the offseason. Bannell chops this one in the left field, that's a base hit. Goes down and left for Ryan to pick up. And a leadoff knock to start the 5th for Bannell.
Of course, the best improvement at home plate getting rid of the backstop.
Yeah, you're talking about from last year, the chain link fence. I mean, this is the second year that they've had that.
Yeah, it's so much nicer.
Haddon Township made very similar renovations to their field this off-season. So it looks very similar. It comes from the same manufacturer who did Cherry Hill West's field and who has done Haddon Township's field as well. They had very similar renovations done to what Audubon had. Throw down to first, not in time. Mm-hmm. 1-0 to Slavin, who had a long single in his last at-bat that banged off the fence. Thought that one was going to get out. Shows that he's got home run power and that he can do damage. He's just got to put the bat to the ball and make him strike. 2 balls, no strikes. Strike 1. 3-1. Three balls and one strike. Strike two. Bit of a delayed reaction, but most certainly counts just the same. Slavin 1 for 1, a walk and a single in his 2 plate appearances tonight. The payoff from the lefty Duncan to the lefty Slavin in a platoon matchup. This one is fouled back to the top of the netting. For the remainder of this week, we've got Bergen County and Camden County squaring off in JUCO baseball tomorrow for a 3 o'clock start. Wednesday, the 24th, is going to be Woodstown and Audubon. Same time, same place, 4 o'clock. Thursday will be Salem County and Camden County softball, JUCO softball from Pennsville Little League Complex in Salem County. Swing and miss. Slavin swings at a ball that was headed for Mount Ephraim, and there's one away. Strikeout number 2 for Will Duncan in relief. And here is Caladros. There's a strike. 0-1. High and away. That one is low. Caladros, and it's 2-1. That's a ball, 3-1. If Caladros gets on base, Audubon's going to have a prime opportunity to extend their lead. And that's ball 4. Caladros walks, 2 runners on. Justin Singleton coming out, and he's going to talk to Duncan here. Quick out-of-town scoreboard update. Pittman leads Pennsgrove 6-1 in the 4th. Cedar Creek leads Holy Spirit 10-1 in the 4th. Pennsville leads Glassboro 8-2 in the 5th. The Wildwood Warriors trail the Lower Cape May Caper Tigers 4-3 in the 5th. Don't see too many other games here, from what I can tell from our South Jersey correspondents. Haddon Township beat Haddon Heights 11-6. Oh, sorry, never mind. That was girls lacrosse, not baseball. I was going to say, I thought Haddon Township was playing Rancocas Valley today. That really confused me, and then I saw at the top it said final score girls lacrosse. From the lefty Duncan, the ball goes behind him and both runners will advance. A wild pitch advances Quinn to second and moves that other runner down to third with Banel. So Jack Dempsey in a prime spot here with 1-0 the count. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Central Regional leads Southern Regional 7-2 in the top of the 6th. Ground ball over the middle. This one has a chance to drive in a run. Throw across is in time. And an RBI ground out off the bat of Dempsey does drive a run home, and Audubon extends their lead to 3. It's 6-3. 2 away. So after that ground out to third, the only runner that remains is Tommy Quinn on third, and here's Furness. Strike one to Furness on the curveball from Duncan. Audubon has the lefty warming up in the pen. That is number 7, Jason Stocklin. 1-1. Furness way in front of that one. 1-2. That got him in the foot. Now the runner's coming home, and he scores. The ball hit Furness in the foot, but that was a dead ball, or at least it should be. I mean, you can't call a hit by pitch and then also have the ball live. Those two can't coexist. So now they're going to reset. Wait a second. No, they're allowing him to score. So I guess they called him back. Okay, so the run did score because the ball did not hit Furness. It was simply a ball inside. It looked like it did because he started to run down to first. So I'm like, you can't have a hit by pitch and also have that runner be able to score. You can't do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it is now 7-3 on the wild pitch. Furness fouls it back. So now the bases are empty after Tommy Quinn scored for Slavin. That was weird. Two-strike pitch. And Furness is down on strikes. Side retired. Audubon gets 2 more runs to add to their cushion. It's 7-3 after 5. Nick Caladros on the hill again for the Green Wave. He is here in his 6th inning of work. with 11 strikeouts. All 3 of his runs tonight have been unearned. So a very impressive stat line as a swing and a miss by Declan McCarthy makes it 0-1. McCarthy, Owen Ryan, and the DH Grookett for Haddonfield kick us off here in the 6th. Audubon leads 7-3 after a handful of awkward plays have put Audubon back in the position to win here. Audubon has scored in every inning except for the 3rd. 2 in the 1st, 2 in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th, and 2 more in the 5th. Swing and a miss. Make that a dozen. 12 strikeouts for Nick Caladros. He has been absolutely dealing. And here's Owen Ryan. Owen Ryan has been the man behind Haddonfield's offense as Ryan Knoll is coming out. Are you going to pull him here? They pull him.
Really?
I mean, there's...
Especially with the support of the added runs, I'm shocked.
Yeah, it's not like he's that high on pitches. I think he's at like 93. You could have brought him for another couple of batters, but the final line for Caladros is Jason Stockland comes in, 5 1/3 innings, 12 strikeouts, 3 unearned runs. Jason Stockland coming in for the Green Wave. We'll be right back. Jason Stockland on the hill for the Green Wave as he is here with 1 away in the top of the 6th. As we said, Nick Caladros, 5 1/3 innings, 12 strikeouts, 3 runs, all unearned. Stockland in 4 innings this year, 5 strikeouts from the lefties. The first pitch is down. A 3.5 ERA in 4 innings. He's appeared in 3 games, pitched 2 innings, and an 8-0 loss versus Kingsway, and then appeared for another inning on Tuesday and another on Thursday. And the pitch, high and away, 2-1.
Toss for chair, Jay!
2 balls, 2 strikes from Stockland. And Stockland's 2-strike pitch is a curveball, and he got him. Ryan down on strikes. He's now 1 for 3, and there's 2 away. 13 combined strikeouts by the Audubon pitching staff. They've got a baker's dozen. I do wonder why they call it a baker's dozen for 13 instead of 12. Like, do bakers accidentally make more than they need to?
I think it was like a special that they would give you 13.
Like a baker's dozen would be...
Like the baker would just give you 13 instead of 12.
Huh. Foul back.
Yeah,
0-2. It's an interesting anecdote. Like they're just making donuts and they're like, oops, I made too many. Guess I gotta have one. Don't know how to count. It's 0-2. 2 outs, top of the 6th. Stockland looking to finish what Caladro started. That one's outside. They had Bryce Dempsey warming up for a little while in the pen, but he has now returned back to left field. Caladros back at third. McCracken has been taken out of the game. And foul tip. Just got a piece of that one. Still 1-2. Will Duncan will return in the bottom of the 6th with 33 pitches to his name. Down 7-3. Here's the pitch, high and away.
Come on, Jay. Come on, Jay. Come on. Let's go. Let's go, Jay.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Stockland with the slow delivery and the slow curveball that misses high and away. 3-2. Nobody on for Brooken as catcher Bowman on deck for the Bulldogs. And that's ball 4. He was ahead in the count and he had everything in his lap, and now he allows the 2-out base runner to allow Timmy Bowman another at-bat.
Well, here you go. One of the theories is that bakers were being punished if they didn't give their customer what they were supposed to have by meat and weight. So, including up to flogging. So they would throw an additional loaf to make sure that they weren't short of what they were supposed to give them to prevent getting in trouble.
Interesting.
That's at least a theory that they posted.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. It was the 16th century. That's the kind of stuff they would do.
Yeah. 2-0.
Didn't give me enough donuts, you get flogged. Now I want a donut.
That one's high and away. We haven't even had dinner yet.
I know.
Settle down. It's 3-1. Actually 3-0, excuse me. A lefty-lefty matchup versus the catcher Timmy Bowman, who's 0 for 2 tonight. And the pitch. Inside, ball 4. And Haddonfield with back-to-back walks puts the visitors in business here for Dan Keenan. And now here comes out the pitching coach, Wade Geis. We'll talk to him here. You know, I hear the outfielders say no doubles. Wouldn't the objective always be to not allow doubles?
Yeah.
I think that would be the objective every time, right? I mean, I know I'm not a baseball wizard, but even when I played, we didn't hear that phrase a lot. It was like you always wanted to prevent giving up as many bases as possible.
Sounds like he's encouraging, hustling.
Yeah, I mean, basically what no doubles defense is, for lack of a better phrase, is that it's to just line up in a way to where you leave you try to just stay right in the middle. Defend the corner, prepare to defend the gap. You're playing a little bit deeper than usual so that you can get yourself in a better position to target home and hold a runner at first if they get the ball in the outfield. Strike 1 to Dan Keenan. 0-1 the count to the 9-hole hitter Keenan. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Come on, Jay! Come on, Jay!
Fly ball, right field side. Bannell going over straight away, and he drops it. Foul ball. 2-strike count. To Keenan. Time is called. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 away. Keenan versus Stockland, the 9-hole hitter here for Haddonfield. Top of the order up next. Curveball misses. 1-2. Delivers a fastball, and it's in the left field. That's a base hit. That will drop. Dempsey's going to have it roll all the way to the wall. He puts up his hands. It's going to be a ground rule double as it goes inside of the left field fence. That's going to score just 1 run as the bottom of the order gets the job done, and it's 7-4. Runners on second and third as Dan Keenan gets the job done, and now Ryan Knoll coming out, and immediately Jason Stockland, who just got 1 out, gave up 2 walks, and now a ground rule double, makes another swap. The third pitcher this inning will be the left fielder Bryce Dempsey. Stockland moves from the mound to left field, and a precarious spot for Audubon as they lead 7-4, but the tying run now stands at the plate, and it is Leo Nelson, who is 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a hit. Regardless, he is the leadoff man. Dempsey on the hill for the Green Wave, 7-4. We'll be right back. Back. Top of the 6th inning. Haddonfield has brought the tying run to the plate as they are holding Audubon to a tough spot here. Bryce Dempsey on the hill facing Leo Nelson at the top of the order. Dempsey, the senior right-hander, moved from left field to the mound. They do a 1-for-1 swap. Jason Stockland moves to left. Bryce Dempsey moves to the hill. He's got a 1.62 ERA this year in 8 2/3 innings, a career 3.08 mark in 25 frames. First pitch is a strike to Nelson. With Caladros on the hill, he struck out twice. And now, a floater in a right center field. Dempsey backpedals and makes the catch. Side retired. Haddonfield gets a run on the board thanks to an RBI ground rule double down into the left field corner, but the top of the order strands 2 runners on. They're down to their final 3 outs. Audubon is also down to their final 3 outs, but they are in front, 7-4. Will Duncan still on the hill here as Haddonfield looks to avoid having the deficit fall any further. They got a run home on a ground rule RBI double, but that is all they scored in the sixth. It's 7-4 in the bottom half, as Audubon, if they can hang on, will have their final offensive frame here with Copsetta, Bryce Dempsey, the pitcher, and Tyler Wiltsey. 0-1 to Copsetta, the Camden County College commit. He squares up versus the lefty in a lefty-lefty matchup here. This broadcast is brought to you by Tommy D's Home Improvement. Make your dream kitchen come true today with wholesale kitchen cabinets and countertops at heavily discounted rates. Visit today at 612 Creek Road in Belmar next to the 42 on-ramp. 1-1. Outside. 2-1. Two balls, one strike. 3-1. Copsetta looking to get on base and to give Audubon some late insurance here in the sixth. Would definitely help. And the pitch. Fouled back. Count is full now. It's 3-2. Copsetta has reached base twice. On a walk and a strikeout wild pitch. Three balls, two strikes. Copsetta high chopper foul. That ball hit off of the first base coach. Final score from Glassboro, 15-1. Pennsville over Glassboro, including a 4 home run game by the team. Copsetta gives this one a ride out to deep right field, but it is foul. Look out, Corbel. That one hit off of the field hockey goalpost that was stacked up down the foul line. Wall just beat Rumson Fairhaven 13-0 with a 5-inning no-hitter from sophomore Christian Suarez. Copsetta gives it another ride, but it's foul.
Spinning around a little bit.
Brick Memorial beat Toms River North 2-1, the Mariners. Hope John leads Randolph 4-3 after 4. And Neptune beat Lacey 1-0 for their first win of the season. That one's outside to Copsetta, and he walks. For more South Jersey updates, Washington Township leads Cumberland 9-2 in the bottom of the fifth. Here's Bryce Dempsey, 2 for 2 with 2 singles. However, Justin Singleton coming out here. He might take out Will Duncan. I didn't see an arm warming up in the pen, but they will take him out. Haddonfield with a pitching change. Audubon leads 7-4 with a runner on. We'll be right back. New pitcher for the Haddonfield Bulldogs, number 0, Declan McCarthy, the 6'3" senior. A career 0.64 ERA. He's at 11 high school innings. He is not allowed, in fact, he's only allowed 1 earned run in his entire career, which was in a 12-2 loss to Paulsboro on May 14th, 2022. That was the last time that he allowed an earned run. Throw back to first, gets away. That's going to go into the street, and it's going to be a dead ball. He's still running. They haven't blown it dead yet. Although it didn't really matter because he advanced 2 bases anyway. It was really a moot point, but that should have been a dead ball. Again, either way, he advances 2 bases. On the error by the pitcher McCarthy, he hasn't even thrown a pitch yet, and we've already got an error. Whoa. Dempsey just got knocked down. 1-0. Breaking ball from the side armor, gets a strike, 1-1. Dempsey gets jammed, McCarthy snags it, throw to first in time, and they hold Copsetta at first, 1 away. Wiltsey bats here back at the top of the order for the Green Wave. First pitch. Misses high. Just a runner on third for Audubon, Copsetta. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Wiltsey sends this one high in the air to center. Going back, it's playable. Ross makes the catch. Copsetta tags. Here comes the throw to the plate, and it will not be in time. It bounces off the pitcher's mound, and Copsetta scores on the sac fly by Wiltsey. There's your insurance run. It's 8-4. So Wiltsey with 2 sac flies tonight. And here's Ryan Zimmer. Had a base hit, or rather a walk in the first, came around to score. Ball 1. First 3 for Haddonfield. In the top of the 7th will be 2, 3, and 4. Ross, Butler, Galliera, and Tedeschi. That one goes to the backstop. 2-0. Our next Audubon broadcast will be Wednesday when they are at home versus the Woodstown Wolverines in an out-of-conference matchup. That one's high. Three balls, 1 strike. Or excuse me, 3-0, sorry. 2 outs though, and it's ball strike 1.
It looked like a ball.
It definitely looked like a ball.
From here, anyway.
And McCarthy with the pitch. Fouled back. On that sac fly, that was not an earned run against McCarthy, so he has still not allowed an earned run since May of 2022, and only 1 in his high school career. I mean, I don't know how you go 3 entire years without allowing more than 1 run. It's incredible consistency for his funky windup. Funky windup, but a traditional strikeout of Ryan Zimmer, and the side is retired. Haddonfield is down to their final 3 outs, and they've got just 4 runs to make up. We'll be right back. Top of the 7th, Bryce Dempsey looking to shut it down and slam the door. And looking to give his head coach, Rich Horan, win number 598. The earliest they could get 600 is going to be PVI on Friday down in Margate. That is a game that I will be calling but not broadcasting. We are collaborating once again with BFA Sports to bring you coverage of the Coaches versus Cancer event down in Atlantic City. There's the foul ball. I'll be doing 2 games that weekend. PVI and Audubon on the 26th, and then Highland versus Spotswood at 7 p.m. on the 27th. Big thanks to Doug Stasic and everybody at the wonderful BFA crew for giving me this opportunity for CVC. As that one's inside to Ross. 1-2. Dempsey facing the meat of the order for Haddonfield. 2, 3, and 4. Strike 3. Ross goes down on strikes. Strikeout number 14 for Audubon's pitching staff tonight. 1 away. So here's Butler Galliera. He's 0 for 3. 2 strikeouts and a flyout for the number 3 hitter tonight. 1-0. Audubon would improve to 6 and 4. Haddonfield would fall to 3 and 4 on the campaign. Yes, there's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And another strike right down the pipe. 1 and 2. Haddonfield's been pretty conservative on swinging in this inning. They haven't really lifted the bat off their shoulders that much, and you can't have that in a 4-run game. He did it again. Strikeout number 15. Back-to-back looking strikeouts, and the Bulldogs are down to the last call. The last man potentially here for Haddonfield, Joey Tedeschi, the right fielder. 2 strikeouts and an E6, so he is 0 for 3. Haddonfield has only produced 3 hits tonight. And 2 off of Nick Caladros. Fouled back. 1-1. Here's the pitch. Fouled back, and now they're down to 2 strikes. Bryce Dempsey looking to get it done. Getting the final 5 outs. And looking to slam the door shut. Looking to send Haddonfield below 500. Looking to bring Audubon 2 games above. Going into the out-of-conference game Wednesday. That one's outside. 2-2. If Haddonfield extends the inning any further, Declan McCarthy, who has been 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts all swinging, would be next. To the right fielder, poked shallow over the head of Dempsey. There's hit number 4, and it's booted in right, but he gathers it and prevents any further damage. So a base hit for Tedeschi to break the offer. And here's Declan McCarthy. 3 strikeouts for him tonight. As we said, Audubon's pitching staff has combined for 15 Ks. That one's high, 1-0.
That's the second time I've had to use my feet to block the ball. You just want to run into that?
There's a strike. Fouled back, and it's 2 strikes again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dempsey looking to shut the door with traffic on the bases. To McCarthy. That one is away, and the runner gets to second on defensive indifference.
They're doing 2, so we got to be reversed 2. Hold your left one.
Owen Ryan on deck. He's got 2 of Haddonfield's 4 runs. There's a ground ball to short. Wiltsey boots it. It goes into left field. Capseta picks it up, and another error. Haddonfield scores a run as the ball goes right through his glove like it wasn't even there. It's 8-5. So an RBI and a 3-run game as Bryce Dempsey's venture into trying to get this game done and over with has been convoluted at every step. Zimmer's going to try to throw him out to end the game. He did it. He did it. They were going to let him go, but Zimmer decided not to. They leave the runner on second. Declan McCarthy ends up being not only the last pitcher to throw for Haddonfield, but the last out as well. Audubon escapes certain heart attack status in a 2-hour 13 game. They win it 8-5. Haddonfield falls to 3-4 on the campaign, despite only 7 games across 3 weeks of play this year. Audubon goes to 6-4. They play Woodstown on Wednesday in a non-conference game that we'll be covering, and then they'll be in Margate as they kick off the Coaches vs. Cancer Classic versus Paul Sixth at 4 o'clock on Friday. Then they play Paulsboro on Saturday, April 27th. Your player of the game, Nick Caladros. No doubt, right?
No doubt.
5 1/3 innings, 12 strikeouts, 2 RBIs at the dish as well. He got Audubon's first runs, and just no doubt. I mean, an absolutely electric performance by Caladros tonight, including no hits through 3 and a couple thirds innings. He just was lights out, and even though he gave up a couple of runs, for him individually, all of them were unearned. So no harm, no foul, right? Well, we'll be right back with our Harper Driving School post-game show and more right after this.
But yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, final score, Audubon 8, Haddonfield 5. No doubt your player of the game, presented by Harper Driving School, Nick Caladros, did it all today. Went 1 for 3 at the plate, got 2 RBIs, got the first RBIs of the day, and then you contributed your own 5 1/3 innings and 12 strikeouts, even with a no-hitter going into the 4th. So you had a great day. And was there just something extra out there, or you just tried to stick to the routine?
It was just a big conference game, and we're looking to bounce back off a 3-1 week, which we obviously hoped that we could have went 4-0, but that's just baseball. So we knew coming into this week we needed to start off with a big one, and that was just what we had in our minds.
I mean, I wouldn't hang your head too low about the Rancocas Valley game, because that was 30 minutes away from everybody at a field with no fence, and, RV also a sectional finalist from last year in South Jersey Group 4. Nothing to scoff at. But you guys really rebounded after the events of last week, a win over Sterling, win over Collingswood, and the win over Bordentown as well. You guys were able to show that, even though you're in the spotlight in a losing moment, you guys were able to show that behind the scenes you're still winners, and you were still winners today. But after 6 strikeouts in a row in the first and second innings, broken up by an error in the field, but still your first 6 out of the games, first 6 outs of the game were all strikeouts. How did you feel out there? Was it just a different groove for you tonight that just caused you to get all those swings and misses?
I just felt really good. Main goal was get ahead and then take one pitch at a time. That's what I really did. I was really bumped up my first start here with the new mound and everything, so I was really excited to get out here and play a really good game.
And it felt like you incorporated the 12-6 curveball, whatever you want to call it. It seemed like that was more present in your mix tonight. Usually you've got a little 3-pitch mix there of 1 off speed, 1 fastball, and then a little something in between. But that curveball's gotten a little more life to it, and especially a lot more vertical drop. Is that something that's new, or is it just something that you've always had?
It's definitely something I've had, but I really worked on it this offseason. I really tried to get it throw for a strike so I can really plan another pitch ahead. So that was just a real main goal this season, make the off speeds more effective and throw them for a strike.
And it certainly worked, getting the strikeout in the first and the strikeouts to retire the side in the second as well. And, the infield didn't do you much favors, but you got out of it in the end. No earned runs for you across 5 1/3 innings, and especially for a team that you guys shut out last year. You swept them in the series last year. Obviously, 2 very close opponents in terms of record. Now that you guys have won this game, you guys have a busy week ahead. Woodstown on Wednesday, then you go down to Atlantic City on Friday for PVI, and then Paulsboro on Saturday. How are you guys grooving? Because this is obviously a tough patch of the year. You guys have gone through a lot of adversity, a lot of tough losses, but a good tough win as well gets you guys back in the win column. What's the feeling like with the team?
I have a lot of confidence in my guys, and mistakes happen. That's just baseball. Today wasn't very pretty in the field, but that's okay. I have a ton of confidence in every single one of these guys. I go to war with them every single day, hang out with them, see them every single day as well, and we're just great teammates as well. So there's no doubt we're going to bounce back to this and keep it going into the week. Our main focus is just taking it one game at a time and really just go from there.
And I mean, that's really all you can do. Take it one game at a time, and the success will show itself. And I mean, I posted a statistic last week that said Audubon was under 500 for the first time since 2010 through 5 games. It had been 14 years. You guys have battled through more adversity than really any other Audubon team that you guys are used to, because you've got so many games against tough opponents that have been close. Some have been wins, some have been losses, and obviously you guys have put yourself back in the spotlight in a good way. And now going into the end of April, going into the last week of April, there's a lot to learn, there's a lot to play through, and my main question as we're going to close here is going to be, how have you guys handled the adversity? How have you guys been able to fight back and bounce back from those tough losses early?
I think obviously this season we haven't started like how we hoped. We have a very tough schedule, but although we think we can hang in there with every team we play. We just have to go out there with confidence, like we do practice, game, whatever it is, bullpens, anything. Just doing it with confidence. We have one of the best coaching staffs behind us and great teammates, and just all overall just a great team. So we're looking to keep it going and hopefully keep playing baseball until mid-June.
Well, that's perfect to hear. Thank you, Nick, very much. We're going to keep the DWB tradition going. We'll have you sign your end of the scorecard, make it nice and big on the bottom there, and we'll show it off as we close out. Don't worry if you have good cursive or not. Just anywhere in the bottom here.
Thank you.
This is something that we started back in March for our Rutgers-Camden games. We've kept the tradition over into high school this year. And there you go. Nick Caladros, your player of the game. 12 strikeouts across 5 1/3. An excellent performance tonight. Audubon beats Haddonfield 8-5, and that's all for us here on DWB. From our social media coordinator, Anthony DePalma, our graphics crew, Gavin Van Rel and Caleb Lane, along with Liam Nolan, my wonderful producer, Donna Wilkins, I'm Dan Wilkins. We will see you tomorrow for JUCO baseball between Bergen Community College and Camden County College at 3 o'clock from Blackwood. I'm Dan Wilkins, 8-5 Audubon. Have a good one, folks.